gentlemen, and welcome to another fantastic weekend of Formula One racing here on the EGL Extreme Gaming League. I'm Tipsy Bob, and joining me on the mic is my trusty sidekick and my good friend, Dad Pants. Covering all the action today, we're going to be covering everywhere from Monaco, Singapore, Abu Dhabi, and Bahrain, all across the world, all across the country. A full grid lined up some of the best talent around the world. We have plucked them from all corners of the earth to give you some of the greatest racing experience viewing footage you'll ever see in your lifetime. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the EGL. We go one and all. The cars are all lining up on the grid. They're all getting ready. The drivers will be focusing on their first corner. Are they gonna take it? What are they gonna do? Is it gonna go deep? Are they gonna go? Who knows? Let's break down and away we go! DRS is still active, and if Timo wants to get this moved on, he's gonna need to use this DRS zone because I have a feeling. Oh no, Timo, cancel the crusher into traction zone. I pressed command up and another overtake on 1.3 frame mark. This is round 3.
And Timo are oh, it's not pit. Oh no! Oh my god, this so sorry, control myself. So Timo
so what we gotta do so they can start at the back together again, just like Timo likes it.
How many times? Did you see how many times Timo tried to get into the pit? guys, we're gonna go. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is happening indeed. After all the pain and agony of whatever's happening in that starting soon screen in the background, we're finally good to go for another evening of racing here on the Extreme Gaming League channel. And we are here at Le Castellet in the beautiful south of France. At the Circuit de Paul Ricard, and it is the 10th round of the 5th season of the first tier of SLR, and I quickly need to fix that. Yeah, and we've lost many souls along the way. For example, we kinda did lose Terra. I am Timo, and I'm kind of alone. Which is weird. I do not know where Terra is. I hope he's alright, because I haven't heard from him since we watched F1 qualifying. He said he was gonna make himself ready, and now he's just not here. I don't know what happened. I hope everything's alright. But that doesn't change that we've got a race at our hands, or for now we just have a qualifying session, and we are here on this track, which I think the community has like very different opinions about. It's well liked by some and much hated by others. Of course, IRL, it is undoubtedly, I don't think it's controversial, it's a shocking race every single year. Well, I think I've counted like a total of 2 overtakes in all the races we've had there, which is quite amazing, of course. And now that is different in the game though, because dirty air is not that big of a thing. Tire wear and strategy work in different ways, so there's like less coasting around, be it like handshaking. DRS trades doesn't happen as much in the game as it does in real life, so it is not as how do you say? It is not as dull here in the game as it is in real life. So, I think it's a beautiful track. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because I usually go well here. I'm being asked for the track map. Oops. There you go. That's the only option they didn't give. They don't give us. The only option they don't give us a hotkey for, and I see one Williams in the pit lane while everyone starts doing their first laps, and that is copy in the pit lane. And I'm gonna get to the track layout later. I mean, you can see it in the bottom right corner. It's quite a weird shape, you've got to say. And I'm gonna talk about the track later, but first of all, let's go over strategy. We're getting there. It's all fine. I was gonna show this. My God, you guys have no patience. It's incredible. I'm a professional. I definitely, I actually unironically knew that I was gonna show the tires. So, what I was getting at. Strategy is a little interesting here. I believe, personally, it is a very high tire wear intensive track, so tires do die quite a lot. Reasons for that are, of course, you've got some traction zones. Which track doesn't have traction zones, but that's not the point. It's you have some traction zones, and you've got the very, very long corners in the third sector mainly that are really intense for the front tires, because they just go on and on. You just you just gotta chug those front tires in and get them to turn your car around, and when they need to grip, so like they wear a lot. So tire wear is an issue here. Soft medium completely out of the picture, I think, except maybe with like weird safety cars and absolute tire saving drives. Maybe someone could make it work, but I doubt it will be good. The expected strategy is soft to hard if you gotta start on soft, because softs make like 7 or 8 laps, and then you do the rest on hard, and I think that brings like both of the tire compounds to the edge of what they are capable of dealing with, and that's fine. So it's like, it's okay, but you qualify well, because you do qualifying on soft, and that leads me to what people in chat were getting at when I should show tires, because there will be medium qualifiers, undoubtedly, and we are watching one right now. In the picture is Fox, but I think, yeah, he's on an in-lap, but it doesn't change that he has done his lap on medium tires. Of course, the strategy behind that is not being in the top 10, or if you are in the top 10, you are on in the top 10 on medium tires, so you are allowed to start the race on mediums, and of course you can stretch them long into your race. You can do like 14-15 laps on mediums, and then you do the rest, well, the remaining. That's actually that's actually too much. I think like, yeah, well, 12-13 laps on mediums, and then you just comfortably do the rest on hards. None of the 2 tire compounds ever get to the end of the tire life. Disadvantage of that being, of course, you get a worse qualifying because you're on mediums and they're slow. But the advantage is softs die really quickly. So like from lap 5 on, like you basically always have superior tires to the others, either because of compound or because of wear. So it's like strategy focuses a lot on the race, but for that you have to slice through the field, of course. And that is exactly the split we see in our field right now. Top 6 are all on softs. We've got Jensen, Julian, Flash River, Ocean Chief, Lycruz, and Bascadini, and then Bryce Evolution, who's apparently just Let me check. Yeah, he was done his fastest lap on mediums, but has done his, or has now put soft tires onto his car. So that's a split in the field. Further down the order, well, I mean, we've got 6 drivers that are looking to qualify mediums. They're Bryce in P7, Fox, Justin, Tipsy, Astro Boys, and Gary. And the rest, I believe, wants to do softs, except maybe there could be an alternative that we can't see right now, which is maybe someone intentionally invalidates or sets poor laps on the soft tires. So you get towards the end of the session, of course, the track evolution will mean that the track gets faster to drive on in the later stages of this qualifying session, when that clock keeps ticking down and we're getting closer to checkered flag. And maybe some people are gunning at that late lap and using that maximum grip on mediums, and maybe still getting themselves into the top 10 to have a really good starting position. Candidates for that strategy, I believe, well, are honestly like all of the people who haven't set laps yet. Well, Gary and Astro look like they just want to do mediums and they just want to wait a little bit. But Hugos, Bailey, Danny, Wow, Iceman, and Copy are all drivers who I could see doing that. That's actually, and I think that's a good transition over to watching a lap of this track. No hot lap video or anything, but we're gonna be able to take a look at the entirety of the track with the former world record holder in time trial on PC. It is Hugos, and he's gonna head out for one lap. This is gonna be his first lap. Turn 1 and 2 are really tight. He's oh yeah, if you can see on the right, he has invalidated his laps. So he's probably done that strategically. He must have invalidated on the last corner, and he's chopping away at all those curbs. He just wants to get like a delta lap in, so he can, so he knows what like the potential is. But I don't think he wants to do anything else. He must have intentionally invalidated this and next lap.
Mr. Timo. I sincerely apologize.
I was on a roll here. Okay. I do not.
Sorry, Timo. You don't. Oh no.
I mean, now you stay, but I just want to make sure that everyone knows that I totally know what I'm doing when I'm alone. And I know enough to have remembered to put you down to 80%.
You've done like many casts alone, surely. You've done the first one you ever did was alone. You don't need.
That was terrible. But what do you expect?
Well, I am on my way in. I sincerely apologize to you and to everyone. I lost track of time, and it was suddenly 12:30.
Yep.
So.
Almost the same happened to me. I got the lobby up late because I got caught up discussing with Bans and adminning stuff for 50 minutes, and I forgot that there was a race about to happen. Well, Hugos has done his lap to 27.4, and it is like invalid, and he cut many corners, so this isn't really an indication,
good lap.
but it would have been on pole. So yeah, that is that, and now Jensen improves. He's the first into the 27s, which is to be expected. 27.6, very decent lap. And there was one more thing I was going to mention. God damn it. It's all gone down.
Oh, I do have. Oh no, I don't have. Oh man, the session code no longer exists. I can't join because it's.
It is on friends. You can join.
It's on. Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's not invite only because we got frustrated with Pretorius. Who is? I remember what I was gonna say. I mentioned Bans. Yeah, he's gone now. We've got a replacement. It is
Mr. Bailey.
Exactly, in that sweet red Ferrari. And
I can't join on you, by the way.
That is.
I don't know why.
Absolutely amazing. I'm gonna try and send you an invite.
It is real sad. Sorry about this, everyone. This is completely my fault. I was late.
I can't invite you. I don't know why. Why does it not work? What's going on here? I don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah, it's not letting me join. All right. Give me 1 minute to try and figure this out. I'll be right back.
This is gonna be amazing. I'm gonna message Danny. Maybe you can get Terra in. I think he's offline on Steam. That would be my guess. Let me check. Because, like, earlier he was... No, wait, he's not. What am I saying? What the... Yeah, okay. He's not, but he should probably restart Steam. I guess that would fix it. Which is, if I had to guess what he's gonna do now. In the meantime, while we're trying to get sorted, we have, of course, the AlphaTauris displaying early dominance in this session. They have got themselves in a really good position. Formula Chris says too quiet now. Do I need to turn Terra up again?
Hello, sorry. So, yeah, I don't have an invite. And apparently, yeah, so, let me, wait a sec.
Yeah, guys in chat, just let me know how the audio balance is, because it's always a little bit difficult. When Terra's on different devices, I need to, like, put him to different...
If it's on 82, it should be fine.
That's flat 80. Wasn't incompetent this
flat
time.
80 is probably also fine.
Not the biggest drop-off, is it? So yeah, let us know, and then confirm Terra to quiet. Sure, I'm gonna fix that for a moment, thank you. I'm gonna put you to 100, that should work.
Okay.
Is it good now? Let us know. Well, I can't always go right. The AlphaTauris are currently displaying some strength up there. P1, P2, 27.5, 27.6. But I imagine people are gonna be capable of posing a challenge to that. But Danny might not, because he is on mediums, as I outlined early on in the qualifying session. When I was on my massive rant, like a sentence that was 6 minutes long or something, I did mention that people were gonna wait towards the end of the session and then go out on mediums, and that's exactly what Danny has done. And because we didn't really get to watch Yugos, let's do it with Danny. It is a very tough track on track limits. You have to... You can gain a lot of time by being really precise at the edge of the white line and like just not crossing it. Danny looks solid so far. He's just about missed that apex, I think, but only by a little bit, and now he almost runs out of traction. Their grip on the mediums, of course, not as good as on the softs, as he is blasting down Mistral straight in his Ferrari, coming towards the braking zone for the Mistral chicane. That's not then like ACC or something, because GTs don't take that corner, but Danny in the Formula 1 car of course does. Second part of the Mistral straight, and we're gonna head towards Senior, I think is the name. Every butchered French pronunciation is, well, it's a shame, but I'm not gonna be able to change it, so live with it, deal with it. Into the double right, as it's called, well, the French name is double right, de Bousseau. And into the weird third sector. It's very technical. I can see why Blancpain uses this as a test track, because it's got three very different sectors. It's got like high speed corners, it's got the long straight, it's got a slow chicane, and then it has got some really awkward late apex corners, and Danny puts in a 29.1, and that is P12. And he's most likely not going to be happy with that. The other medium runner, and the only other driver we can compare him with for now, is Gary, and he's on P9, so there's certainly 3 tenths in there that Danny would have to find if he wants to be the lead medium runner, and I imagine that there are gonna be people, the likes of Astro, well, Astro's put his lap in and he's not beaten him, but Yugos, Bailey, Icewind, I think those types could pose a threat. Icewind out on mediums as well. He's done an invalid 727 something, so that was certainly with some corner cuts. Icewind gets better acceleration than Danny down for sure in that run onto the Mistral straight. And let's see how his lap plays out. The invalidations are really easy to get here on this track. You just misjudge the entry a little bit, or you're too greedy on exit and you just invalidate, or in the race later, and you're gonna give yourself a warning. So we're gonna keep our eye out for that. And Icewind will have to ride a fine line there. So far it looks all well. I don't get proper sector time, so I do not know how that compares to other drivers. but he's now in the third sector, and that's where the mediums are gonna tank, because that's where you need all the grip you can get, and the softs just give you so much more. You can go on the power early, but that was still very solid from Iceman, using all of that track. I wonder if Tara's trying to say something, but I'm just talking and talking. He doesn't get in. Hello, are you?
No, I'm keeping quiet because I can't get into the session. I don't know.
Oh, Iceman has...
Danny says he's invited me, but I don't get the invites. And I'm definitely online, everything else. So I'm trying to work out why I can't get in. And again, I apologize, but yeah, there's I'm just keeping quiet and letting you do your thing because there's nothing I can really contribute just watching the stream. So until I can get in.
Slowing down, giving qualifying up for no apparent reason at all. I do
Wants
not...
to start on the medium, does he?
Well, he was on mediums. He had a medium lap. He did a medium lap. He could have put it in, but he slowed down.
Oh, maybe abandoning it for this next lap.
No,
Yeah,
he's rolling.
No. Oh no, yeah, he's miles away from the
He
start
just
finish. Yeah, I don't know.
decided
That's
not
weird.
to.
Hmm.
Okay, whatever. Okay, anyways, in the meantime, one thing I was gonna mention...
Oh no, he has abandoned because of course there's 50 seconds more on the session than there would be otherwise, right? Because of the bug or whatever it is. So there's actually like a minute left in the session, so he's waiting till the last second. That's the only thing I can think of.
Even then he'll struggle to get around. Speaking of Ocean Chief, he doesn't struggle to get around. He almost went around there in that corner. So half spin for the Chief, but still very solid performance. I mean, France is just his... it's his playground, honestly. Like, when I think of good tracks for Ocean Chief, it is honestly just France. Oh, that sounded mean. It is honestly France, where he is just really good. And 28.4, P5 for now. It was P3 for some time, which was even more glorious. So that's pretty good. And then also Flash River, who's been on a really good run lately, P4. So those two are impressive. And another impressive performance, but that's... I mean, something we've gotten used to saying nowadays. It's Hugos who has found himself in, or who finds himself in P4 after Julian drops him down a place, because Hugos is on mediums. So that is, I mean, the AlphaTauris are just gonna look at this and be like, why does no one have our backs? Wow has got the pole position, and they think, well, they've at least got the advantage of the grid position, but with the gap between Julian and Flash River, the soft runners being 6/10, Hugos could just easily slot in, and now he is there's only one car separating the AlphaTauris and Hugos, so they are not going to be happy with how this went, and it isn't even necessarily their fault, because wow, on a 27.3, did a really good job on his lap. It's a really good time. Seems like he has finally gotten something together for himself, and Jensen on a 27.6 probably still wants more time in that, but it's P2, so how sad can you really be about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what though, Wow's lap of a 27.3, that shows he's got some pretty good pace, because that's not a million miles away from the very fast boys around here, and Hugo's lap is a very good one. It's a 28.1 on mediums, but the 27.3 on the soft is probably close to being as good as that, given the tyre differential. So he's going to have some pace in the race. He does have the disadvantage of being on the soft tyres, of course.
Julian in chat also saying, how did I do that? So he has found back to form, and he's probably for the first time this season gonna fight for a potential win, as we see some funny carnage here. I have been informed, and I have a feeling the voice in the background is also gonna inform us of the same
We are
thing.
going to restart the lobby because
Exactly.
there's too many bugs.
Yeah. So,
What bugs do you have?
You can't join, Astra can't join, and Pretorius can't join.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's... Yeah, I don't know. I've never had this before where a lobby's been up and I've not been able to join. So, yeah, I don't know.
it just doesn't show
Right.
the invite option. So, I mean, everyone's already gotten some practice in with technical failures today. So let's just... I mean, let's use all our experience and sit this one out as well.
I sent you
Well-
the grid, Timo.
Huh?
I sent you the grid.
I should send you the...
No, I sent you it in DMs.
I can read it out as well if that's easier. I don't know if it's easier.
But it's on stream. What?
I know, but you can choose whatever you use, but that's for the grid. Because you make the new lobby.
Oh, alright. Yeah, so we've got, of course, WoW on pole position, which is good from him. I mean, we've talked about it loads in the past. The AlphaTauri boys been struggling a little bit, even though they have some really big potential. And Jensen.
Yeah, I think it's still good for them. 1 and 2 on the grid. Hugo is really the only. Well, I mean, it seems ridiculous to call Hugo a threat. I would say that the other cars are a threat to Hugo, rather than the other way around. But certainly at the moment, Hugo is the only one really who's in a position to challenge. Everyone else down to P9 is on softs, and then Copy P10 on mediums, the other Williams. So I think that the AlphaTauri boys are in a fairly good position there. It's only really Hugo that is likely to beat them. Otherwise, they do actually have a buffer.
And that is the point where I would show the standings, but apparently, well, it just doesn't find them. Again, I don't know what this bug is. I will sort that out. I mean, I've got time now, so that's okay. My dear. Sometimes it just doesn't register standings, so I've got to re-download them.
Oh well, there's a lot to sort out here. It's apologies for this, folks, and a good chunk of this is my fault. But certainly at the moment, we are getting a grid back up. I assume the lobby is going up very shortly indeed. I'll make sure I'm in the game.
So here are your standings for now, and this has very much taken shape in a way that is very very close to how it's looked in real life this season, because there are teammates at the front with Yugos and Copy, but the gap is already 51 points. So it's a really big lead for the Japanese driver, and Yugos and Copy will need to, well, I mean, how is he gonna find his way back into this? He probably needs some bad luck for Yugos. I mean, it could go fast. I mean, every race, something could happen theoretically, and if Yugos DNFs one race or two for some reason, then this could be open very soon again. But as it stands right now, if everything goes to plan, Yugos a really comfortable lead, and Copy Gary is the best of the rest in that way. And then we've got Pretorius and WoW in P5. Jensen's dropped to P8 in the standings as well. Bryce and Justin holding himself in the top 10 well, and Iceman's also sitting it out in P9.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, maybe we can restrict the Williams' engine modes or something like that in qualifying, so they can't use the hot lap mode in qualifying. That might work. Who knows? The FIA tried to do that, and I'm not sure it would work with Hugo and Copy, but you know, we can always try.
It's true.
All right. So while Timo gets the lobby up, yeah, we'll. I mean, AlphaTauri 1-2 does make life very interesting. It's the first time in a while that we've seen someone other than Williams at the very front of the grid, which is always a good thing to see. We always like to see that in SLR Tier 1. We got a little bit of diversity at the front. And yeah, we got Ocean Chief up there as well. We got Flesh River up there on the softs too. P5 and 6, I believe those two. All right, lobby is up. I can join, which is fantastic news.
Why does it?
All right.
I have never edited a grid artificially, so I will need to figure that out quickly.
Yeah, I think it's like 1 by 1. You have to do it. Do you want me to read them out to you? That might be the easiest way to do it.
I have them on a second screen. It's fine.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
I don't know how to do it. I've never
Grid
done it, I'm
editor.
afraid.
This is fine. I will. Oh my god. Okay. So we're gonna. You can talk about, I don't know, life in the USA or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's
I
stormy
figured
here
it
today.
out. I figured it out. Okay.
You figured it out. Fantastic. All right. So we've got yeah, I mean we got Wow and Jensen at the front, and let us know in chat. Obviously, drop a like on the stream and all of that stuff. We always appreciate that. If people can do that, it helps spread the word about EGL and about SLR and about all of our other stuff that we do on here as well. So that's a helpful thing for everyone to do. And yeah, Flesh and Ocean with the third row lockout. That's definitely a top 5 moment of the week, as far as I'm concerned. Ocean, we know, is very fast here. I think he would have been at the front in the tier 3 race had he not had an incident at the beginning. He certainly was about as fast as me, and I finished third. So he was certainly going to be up there, and who knows, he might be up there today in tier 1 as well. It's a very good lap of 28.4 that he put in, and Flesh River with a 28.3 as well is really, really good.
Also, two things worth mentioning. NJJ and Copy also both in the top 10. So Copy barely knocked out Gary out of the top 10.
Yeah, it isn't so bad for Copy to be back into the top 10 now, because he does get a new set of mediums to start on rather than a used set. So that is good for him, and it's good for everyone else basically in the top 10. It means that the advantage of starting outside the top 10 is much less than it was. And yeah, Bailey with the return. Yeah, no, it's a lengthy job. It's a time-consuming job. So you're doing well to do that so quickly. But yeah, Bailey, P14 and a dream, he says in chat. That's certainly, yeah. I mean, that's the true Ferrari experience at the moment, isn't it? It's although probably without the dream. Bailey's gonna do his best from back there.
I'm gonna read through the grid again to make sure I have all of them.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
No, I wasn't gonna.
Oh, you're gonna do it. Okay, not out loud. All right. Oh, weather is dry, by the way.
Yeah,
so weather should be dry.
Slots, so I'm gonna figure that out as well.
Okay.
Customize weather. How do I? It's like, hello.
I think you have to put a little symbol in each of the slots somehow. I don't know the exact mechanism, but it's something like that.
I figured it out.
Hey.
Yes, that seems hard. Great. We should be set. Is there anything I forgot? I don't.
Let's have a look. Car performance equal. That's right. Starting grid, custom grid, safety car on, collisions on, vehicle damage full, weather custom. It looks good to me.
Yeah, settings, I just loaded the preset. So I think we're good to go. And while we're loading into this, I'm gonna get water because of all the rambling I've done. My throat is really killing me already, so I want new water.
Alright, so we got everyone in the lobby, so ready up if you can, folks.
Yeah, also select the tire you had in qualifying. Failing to do so will probably get you disqualified. So
yeah, please do. Certainly there will be penalties if you were inside the top 10 and you're not on the tire that you qualified on.
Be right back.
And we know what that is because we have eyes everywhere. So it's just the two Williams boys that I think that it affects. They start on the medium. Everyone else in the top 10 needs to start on softs, and everyone outside the top 10 can do whatever they like. But we're getting ready to get going again here in France. Slightly delayed on the broadcast, but we are going to get a race here, and it's not going to be too far out of schedule at all, and it should be a good one. We got the two Alpha Tauris at the front of the grid. We got Julian all the way up in P3, is the only other person in the 27s on the softs, and then Hugo showing extremely good pace as per usual for Hugo, doing a 28.1 on mediums in the Williams. So and then it's the, I was going to say that it's not the two Alfa Romeos, is it? It's the Alfa Romeo Flesh River and the Red Bull of Ocean Chief, who are 5th and 6th. Bryce is 7th, Light Cruiser 8th, NJJ 9th, and Copy is also on medium tyres, is P10. So, we continue to wait. The players loading this. Everyone load their setups. Obviously, probably too late to remind you at this point, but maybe that helps somebody. I don't know. Hugo's has left. Oh no, hang on. No, that's. I was looking at the screenshot of the grid order on my phone, and it said that Hugo's had left the session. But obviously, that was 15 minutes ago when we were trying to get everyone sorted out. He didn't leave the session. He is here.
Hello. And I didn't drop
Hello.
anything.
Fantastic.
Okay, let's get the standings off the screen and get the race on the screen. Yeah, that's
Yeah, good timing.
better.
Just in time for the formation lap to begin.
So, oh, lobby's not invite only. No, I forgot that.
It shouldn't matter because it should be full.
Yeah, but as soon as someone leaves, we're in trouble. What?
Ah, well, it'll be all right. I'm sure our viewers won't join the lobby.
Yeah, I
They're
mean,
quite happy watching.
let's hope so. I mean, if you're a crew chief, don't join. This is not your moment. It gives everyone lag, and everyone's gonna hate you. It's gonna
Yeah.
show on stream, so everyone knows who to shame.
So in terms of tyres, towards the back we've got several cars starting on the hard tyres. They're the cars that I think would consider themselves to be out of position, and I would agree with them. Danny, Astro, Fox, and Icewind all starting on the hard tyres. Pretorius has gone for mediums, starting from the back, which is, well, he'll certainly be fast there, so he'll be looking to get through the field, but there's a long way for him to go on those mediums. It should be a comfortable one stop for everyone at the back. It should be an uncomfortable one stop, but still probably a one stop for everyone on softs in the top 10, soft to hard.
Yeah, two-stop might be worth a consideration if there's a safety car, but
Yeah,
under
and
normal circumstance, probably not.
And the hard runners will be hoping that there is not a safety car, certainly in the first 10 or so laps, because that almost necessitates a pit stop or them staying out, one or the other. Both are fairly painful to their chances of doing well in the race. Here we go then, they're coming around the last couple of corners now. We got the two Alpha Tauris up front. Of course, car performance equal, so no advantage one way or the other for any of the drivers in terms of their machinery. It's just the setup and their driving skill that will make the difference today.
The Williams certainly would make you believe that this is equal cars, but because they're absolutely dominant. Anyway, so we've got our run towards the first corner, and Jensen, wow, will probably coordinate this in some way, but I know that Jensen is a fighter, so he won't be happy with just staying behind. I assume whoever leads into the first corner will probably get priority with everything the AlphaTauri team does. The question is, can Jensen with that bright orange helmet challenge WoW as we get ready and go green in France? There we go, and it looks like a really good launch from WoW. It just looked really good in comparison to whatever Jensen did, because he's already down in P4. He's getting absolutely swamped by the field. Lunges to the inside of Julian and Hugos. He's getting the place of Hugos back, and now Hugos in trouble because the mediums don't give him the grip he wants, so he's down in P5. Rice with a really good start, and Julian is already splitting the AlphaTauris with that atrocious getaway that Jensen had up front. Back in the pack, it all looks like it's gone cleanly for everyone. The Renault's almost getting into each other. Someone has to cut, and that's Copy. And let's hope he rejoins the tracks in a safe manner. He does, and now he's behind Bailey Thompson, who's gotten a good start. So Copy down to P11, but up front, wow, almost broke free of a second already.
That was an incredible start from WoW. He got an absolutely perfect launch, and he was a long way clear into turn one. A loser off the start was Hugo, who got boxed out a little bit, and on the medium tyres in the first couple of laps, this is when they're not quite as good as the softs. But everyone making it through cleanly. There were some 3 wide moments toward the back, but everyone very well behaved.
And now we're gonna see another 2 wide moment. Did I just see some wing paths flying? Or was that...
No, it was the polystyrene braking marker, but it was Bailey pushing Flesh River right to the outside there. Bailey has made a very good start. He started 14th, he's now 9th.
Yeah,
and Flesh River, who started up in P5, so Flesh River all the way down to P10. But yeah, as you mentioned, it's a big gap at the front. 1.2 seconds after one lap for WoW. That's a really impressive start.
Yeah, now he just needs to get that gap going, because at some point Yugos will have the tire advantage, and at this point it's probably gonna come in like 3 laps, and I think I already spotted what is going to be potentially WoW's biggest threat in this race. As it always is, warnings are really difficult on this track for some. And I have seen him, I think, put 4 wheels off track like twice already. So
well, he has one warning, so he's in that position. He's in that slightly precarious position. Fox already got a 3-second penalty for warnings, and I'll just check the rest of the top 5 as well. Nobody else, it looks like, has a warning in the first lap and a half.
Very much down the order. Pretorius is probably going to go for a move on Fox here. He's on mediums, trapped with all the hard runners, so he will have to fight his way through there. Fox already has got a penalty, now Justin joins him. So we've got 2 runners with penalties on the first laps. As said, it's easy to do. Wait, is that a broken front wing for Justin, or no? It's not. Okay.
No, I don't think so, but no DRS obviously yet. It's only lap 2, and Hugo is losing a lot of time.
Jenst is attacking Julian, and he's going through Sector 3. They are barging. He's barging his way past Julian in Sector 3, and that's a really good move done for him. I did not see that coming. I thought he would sit out until the start of the DRS, but he wants to take matters into his own hands, and he passes his fellow Dutchman in Sector 3. So Jensen up to P2 once again as WoW sets the pace.
Yep, so the WoW Jensen 1-2, the AlphaTauri 1-2 is reinstated. Hugo's still stuck behind Bryce. Bryce is almost 2 seconds off the back of Julian. And everyone getting a little bit stretched in the top 5 or so. Hugo's already 5 seconds off the lead, and he's got Ocean Chief breathing down his neck as well. So he has to worry behind and in front. At the moment, he'll probably get Bryce on this back straight. It is lap 3. We do have DRS at this point, and it's a long DRS train. It's everyone all through the field from 4th down to 20th.
It's it looks like a very colorful snake if you look at the mini-map, but now the head, well, the color of the head of that snake has changed, and it's gone from a grayish color to a light blue as Yugos gets past Bryce Evolution on the DRS. And I think Ocean Chief and Light Cruiser are fighting it out as well for that 3rd spot in the train. Into Senior they go, and Light Cruiser is getting that position off the Northern Irishman. And Ocean Chief down to P7, still running in a really good spot though.
Yep, certainly is, and he's certainly keeping up with those around him. He's got Bryce, and he did have Hugo just ahead a moment ago. Hugo now can get on with trying to close that 2.5 second gap to Julian, and he's got a few laps to do that before they start to pit. The pit lap will be probably about lap 7 or 8 for the soft runners, maybe lap 6 if you're being aggressive with the undercut onto the hard tires. Hugo will go probably until lap 11 or 12 on those mediums.
Now Ocean Chief of course has the job of holding the mediums back. He is well, yeah, he is the defense the soft runners have got against them, and they must hope that Ocean doesn't let them pass, because those medium runners are really fast, and I think we've basically reached the crossover point. Oh no, Jensen's dead! What happened? What?
Wow. That's
No,
a weird
wow,
place to lose it in
Jensen.
the dry. That's a weird place to lose it in the dry. Didn't see what happened.
His wing is...
We're not racing,
What?
are we? There's some sort of a
Safety
VSC. Yeah, there's a
car.
VSC. It's a safety car, in
Safety
fact, a
car.
full safety car.
What just happened? Well, they were
So
too
Jensen-
far, they were too far apart to make contact. I'm gonna look on the
Yeah,
meter
no,
map.
it was all by himself. Did he just lose it on traction out of the right-hander? Is that the... I have no idea what
How
could
do
have
you-
happened. That's a really weird one.
How do you lose your front wing there? How do you lose your front wing at Barcelona? I mean, Oh no!
I
you
do
just...
not know.
Wait, I think I got it. I'm sorry. I need to know. This mystery can't go unanswered.
So what a driver is going to do, so everyone,
just died.
I can see
Okay.
who's staying out. Julian staying out, Bryce staying out, Hugo pitting on the mediums. bunch of other cars pitting as well. So he's going to go on. Is he going to go on hards or is he going to two-stop? What's he going to do here? This is a curious decision.
Oh no. I think Hugos is going for the two-stop. I'm calling it now. Or maybe he's waiting. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm wrong. He's gunning for the...
Going on hards to the end.
Exactly.
Ah, man.
The reason I said that I don't think he's gonna do this is because in rapid races we drove all together, and it was Inter's forecast, so we started on hards, and we wanted to stretch until the rain, and the rain came like lap 18 or 19, and Hugo's tires were on 74% when he came in, and that was lap 19, but I mean, he needs to do 22 laps, so, well, without the safety car laps, it's like 20 laps. And
yeah.
At 19 he hit, I don't think this is worth it, but what do I know?
Well, he's certainly going to have to take some off in that case, some off his driving, and he's also got just a huge amount of cars between him and the leaders now. Obviously,
Bryce
wow.
and Julian collided. What happened? Is there damage on Bryce?
I don't.
No,
Yes.
Yes, his left
Maybe
wing.
there is left front end plate. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe. I
it
can't see if
looks-
it's the black of the tire
Exactly,
with the
so-
black of the end plate. I can't really see.
yeah,
No,
it's
he's
gone.
missing it. He's missing it.
It's gone,
So
gone all
Wow.
wrong for Bryce in this safety car period. First he
I
gets
didn't
a
see
drive-through, and then he
any-
crashes into
Oh, he
Julian.
did get a penalty for it. He did get a penalty, and so did Julian. So
Yeah.
5-second penalties for the both of them, and they'll have to serve that.
Drive-through for Bryce, yeah, as well.
A drive-through for Bryce.
Yeah, speeding under the safety car early on.
Oh no.
It's
Oh yeah,
all gone
drive-through.
wrong.
Okay, yeah. So that's the end of Bryce's race, basically, which is a real shame. And well, he's given Julian 5 seconds as well, so certainly not his finest couple of laps. He's going to have to. Well, he's going to pit now for a new wing, but of course you can't serve a drive-through under the safety car. You have to do it under green flag conditions.
And WoW is doubling down on a strategy decision.
It's a weird one, isn't it, with the soft runners? I certainly would have pitted if I was a soft
I would
runner.
have gone medium soft to the end from here. I think that's
Yeah.
what I would have done. Because like
Yeah.
if you get one free pit stop, which you do because you know there's a safety car, then I think medium soft is just you get the 20 seconds back that you lose on the hards in the pit lane. You get them back on the hard runners.
Yeah, I think you probably do. I mean, the people in a really good position at the moment. It's Gary and Copy, really, isn't it? Who
Yeah.
started back end of the top 10. Well, Gary was 11th, I think. Copy was 10th. They're on mediums, and they're at the head of that queue. And I assume, I mean, they're probably going to be faster than both WoW and Julian as soon as the safety car comes in. And they're going to go an extra few laps, and they're going to be able to put the hards on. But maybe it is worth it for Hugo and everyone else who put the hards on with the intention of going to the end. I don't know whether they'll be able to get 20 seconds in the few laps that they'll be after the safety car until they pit. I mean, certainly there'll be some field spread, but 20 seconds seems ambitious.
Yeah.
But then they'll have better tires for the rest of the race. I don't know. It's really interesting. I don't know what the right thing to do is. My instinct is that the right thing to do for the medium runners was to stay out. But Hugo's instinct, and Hugo obviously a lot of experience and a lot of success with what he does, he thinks differently, and so do the other drivers who are towards the front of the field. Ocean Flesh, Bailey, Light Cruiser.
Yeah, only WoW and Julian are doubling down on their strategy. They are still out in front, and I imagine it's gonna be a second. Well, for the second time, I imagine WoW is gonna run away at this restart. Maybe Julian can follow him for a little bit. But then again, actually, no, that's not true. The mediums are probably as fast as the softs at this point, so never mind that. He might actually be in trouble from Gary. So yeah, as you say, Gary and Copy in really, yeah, I mean, in really good positions, and it's a little more annoying for Copy now that he lost that position to Gary at the start. I don't know what happened in turn 6, but he's behind Gary. He's out-qualified him. They might be in a good spot, and Copy surely would have liked to be ahead, but There we go again, and Gary at the restart already pulling alongside the other pink car on the grid, and he takes that P2 off of Julian. I imagine Julian did not really try because it's his teammate, so probably some team orders coming in at racing point here. And Gary is now going to hunt after WoW for the race lead.
Yep, just going to keep an eye on Hugo at the back. He's on the back of Astro Boys, as you would expect. But Astro Boys also on the back of Danico, who is a little bit asleep at that restart. So a little bit of a gap forming in the queue at the moment. I don't know for how long that gap will be there, but certainly there's 2 laps until DRS is enabled. And a huge gaggle at the back as Bailey gets himself past a couple of drivers. But Hugo, I think, is going to get Astro Boys here down the inside.
And also Flash River potentially getting swamped. Yeah, Astro and Hugos are fighting as well. Hugo swings it around the outside, so he's got that done. And Light Cruiser also takes Flash River. So Flash River loses multiple positions, I was gonna say, because he got overtaken by Bailey and then by Light Cruiser. Now he's almost round, but he's caught the car still down to last. And Astro has his mandatory disconnect. And,
oh dear.
Is gone. Jensen has also probably had a moment because he's really far off that train. And I wouldn't know. Oh yeah, he's certainly still trying. If you look at his driving, he's totally not given up on this.
Yeah, certainly looks like it. Hugo is a second or so off the back of Danny, so the DRS train is still intact at the moment. But yeah, Gary on those medium tires, he did manage to get past Julian, and he's going to be chasing after WoW now. He needs to get in DRS because he's got a lap to do it. So you'd think that he'll probably be okay to do that, but those softs holding up surprisingly well. And
no.
Flash River, in the pits.
Okay.
So Flash River, after a really, really good qualifying, unfortunately not able to hold on in the race, and he retires. He's our second retirement, along with the other Alfa Romeo of Mr. Icewind. Flash River retires on lap 8.
So yeah, that didn't bring us a safety car, and WoW is 1.04 seconds ahead of Gary, so it's super close for the DRS. Or DRS is disabled so far, right? It's coming next lap.
Yeah, end of this lap it will be enabled. But yeah, Gary is not catching WoW, and this is an interesting situation. Hugo, by the way, even though that DRS train is basically intact, he's already 7.3 seconds off the lead at the moment. And that is not a good situation for him. He's also, well, he's just barely going to be in DRS of Danny in P11. So,
what, Justin? You okay there, buddy? I don't know. Maybe he got confused and turned left too early or something. I have no clue how that happened, but he's got himself a 10-second time penalty. And,
did he? Yeah, that's a weird one. Did he take the wrong track or something? That's a very strange one.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it looks like to me, if I'm honest. I have no clue how else you're gonna get that. But with that, and also a 3-second time penalty, which he picked up earlier, he is definitely in trouble.
Danny on Fox, yeah.
Basically, out of this, yes, Danny's not gotten past, but maybe on the back straight, even though it is real DRS train hours, though Fox looks like he's struggling a little bit more than Danny, so maybe if Danny can stay close here, but yeah.
Well, I think the first car without DRS is NJJ's Renault in P6, so he doesn't have DRS, but everyone else does. So
uses that DRS, well, against the DRS of Tipsy and gets past, so up to P8 for Pretorius. Tipsy now the last in the train that is still on mediums. Is that Copy making a move on Julian, or?
Yeah, he's trying around the outside. He's going to have a go into Labote as well.
Yeah, you could.
Oh, the switchback.
Oh,
Has he got him?
They are still side by side. So hard to predict because the corners are so long that you can come back at someone else multiple times. And you could see Copy was really overwhelmed with the situation. He didn't really know where to go. He was wiggling left and right, and then he went for the outside, but then Julian went deep, so he went for the inside. It's really difficult to find your way past here, as you know, going around the outside in the last sector.
Yeah, it certainly is, but he's got DRS this time, and I think he might manage to do it this time. Around the outside into turn 1, breaks nice and late, locks up a little bit, but does get the position, so at least for now he's got it. Obviously we've got the back straight coming up, and Julian will have DRS for that. But I think, as Fox passes Tipsy as well for P8 down the inside into turn 3. But Danny and Hugo bottled up behind those guys, and certainly this hasn't really gone Hugo's way. The field is spreading, and he's now 8.5 seconds off the lead.
And up front, the gap between Wow and Gary has come down to 6 seconds. At the safety car restart, I thought for a second that it looked like Wow was able to get that 1 second gap and hold it, but I think the tire wear of the soft tires has come back to bite him, and now the medium tires are definitely faster, so Gary's been able to get himself into the DRS and use that to slowly coast to the back of Wow.
Oh, and all sorts of fun and games here. The Danny, Tipsy, Hugo, Fox, gaggle. Hugo went up the inside of 2 cars there, so he got 2 positions, but as Fox almost runs into the back of Tipsy as well. But yeah, Danny and Hugo managing to fight their way through. Danny does not have DRS on Basco though, so he's going to have to do that the hard way if he wants to catch up. Wow pits from the lead.
Yeah, it was to be expected that it would happen at some point now, because those soft tires will be pretty wrecked at this point. Price had a little moment in the Mistral chicane, but he's way off the back as well. He served his safety, he served his drive-through, I imagine. And now the question is, where does Wow come out? It looks like P14 for him, P15, because Astro is going to come by. So it's P15, and it is a straight run towards the finish from here. And Fox has gone round? I think, yeah, he's dropped out of the train, so he must have gone round.
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it? Something happened
Right
to
on
Fox.
Wednesday.
Yeah, he's 3 seconds off the bat. But yeah, Wow is about 15 seconds behind Hugo with that tyre delta advantage, obviously. But 15 seconds seems like too tall an order to me. And Danny and Hugo now have managed to get themselves onto the back of Basco. And so it looks like they're going to be okay. It looks like Hugo's going to be okay if he can look after the tyres and if he can keep himself fast for long enough to get himself to the end at a reasonable pace. Light Cruiser passing Ocean Chief as well. And something I didn't mention last lap was Pretorius passing Basco Dino for what is now 4th place. It was 6th place then.
Ocean Chief is also struggling a little bit. I mean, he's on hards now, and I've seen him. He really had troubles in that chicane, putting the power down, got onto the curb. That's why he lost the position to Light Cruiser. So he's falling down the order a little bit, but still holding on to Light Cruiser, of course. And he doesn't need to pit again, so he's in a really good position to get some points, and it might just work out for the Chief. Even though as I say that, I'm scared of jinxing him.
Yep, all he's got to do is be fast as Fox retires, I think, in the pits.
Yes.
So that shouldn't be anything. I don't think I'm getting notifications, by the way, for corner cutting penalties and that sort of thing. So you might have to call those out if you can, because yeah, I'm not getting any of them at the moment.
Oh, that explains something. And Yugas is in a VC with Danny. I know that, but that doesn't mean that they're teammates. And Danny will not make this easy for Yugos. Actually, Yugos looks like he's just coasting behind Danny and uses Danny as a battering ram to break through the field. But in the case of Bascodinho, not literally, because that was a clean move, but then Basco almost drops it on throttle. And so Yugos is quick to follow Danny, and there is no car between the two again.
Yep, and this race might be coming towards Hugo's at this point, because he's only 7.7 seconds off the lead medium runner, who is Gary, and he will hesitate to say tyre advantage. He's probably a little bit slower on tyres than Gary is at the moment, but certainly Gary will be pitting sometime soon, and Justin in fact pits from what was 3rd place, and so does Basco, so it's certainly medium pit stop time. And Hugo does have track position at this point. Danny, of course, has started on those tyres, so he will have to pit. But it's Hugo and Bailey and Light Cruiser and Ocean Chief at the moment who are net 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that is what it looks like right now. I think towards the end of the race we might see some people catching up to the back of the train of those people who have already pitted for hards. But in general, now their strategy call was probably the right one, if you ask me. I am.
Yeah, I think so too. Worth mentioning, WoW is closing at quite a rate of knots on Hugo. I've been monitoring that gap for a couple of laps, and he's taken about a second and a half out of him in the last lap or so. So he is certainly faster. Whether he's faster by enough is another question.
Also, I can't quite. Well, yeah, I'm trying to jinx him again, am I not? But I don't think has a penalty. And I see him attacking those curbs so much, like... he must have...
Yep, no penalties, just the one warning.
Oh, wow, well that's really impressive, because I'm too... Like, he just took the apex in that flat kink on the straight, and I thought that gives you a penalty. By taking the apex, I mean he was fully on the curb. So, he stepped his game up so far. If he can keep that, he might actually be able to use the penalties in his favor. For a change, so good going from
maybe.
WoW, even though that strategy decision was maybe a little bit out of place.
Just in terms of penalty update, Danny has 3 seconds, Bailey has 3 seconds, Light Cruiser has 6 seconds. They are the meaningful penalties at the moment as Gary pits from what was the lead.
Yeah, and it's probably gonna come out just behind WoW. Yeah, that is exactly true. He can still see him. It's 1.6 seconds, so WoW has gained a little bit of time in that undercut. So the fresh hards faster than the old mediums. Not much of a surprise there, but
yeah,
Gary
absolutely.
will try and hang on to WoW as well. Will probably pull him towards the field.
Danny on Pretorius here has got overtake deployed. Is he going to be close enough to have a lunge at the inside of this game? That's not a sensible one, Danny. Oh my goodness me, that was really close between the two of them. He just put his nose in there, and Pretorius not obliged to give him any space at all. He's going to try and come back at him in the second part of this straight now, as Pretorius is almost out of battery. So is Danny, but Danny does get alongside, and I think he will get that move done into Le Beausset on lap number 14. We are at half distance.
And now there's, for the first time in quite some time, a meaningful car between Danny and Yugos. No, actually, Pretorius will probably pit right now, actually, so never mind that. But he's not pitting this lap, so...
Yep, neither did Copy. The medium stint will have been extended a little bit by the safety car.
True.
Of course, you don't have to do laps at racing speed under the safety car. You can save your tires a little bit. So lap 14, lap 15 feels around about right for me.
That's actually a
maybe they can.
Stint on hards. Oh,
I wonder if they can.
About medium soft, aren't you?
Yeah, that was just maybe. We know Copy's good on tires. We know the softs are probably faster over a 10 or 11 lap stint than the hards are. Maybe one or two drivers thinking about that.
Well, it's all gone wrong. WoW's got a penalty.
Oh, wow. What have you done? Oh dear, oh dear.
Why did I say something? Why?
It's
all my fault.
Yep, he got 2 warnings in the last 2 laps, so yeah, that's the...
No! Did he hear me? Is that Make sure we're in the same country, but like the gap is a little bigger than that. I'm not talking that loud. Surely he didn't hear me. I am... Well... Okay. You're related for jinxing him in Baku, so...
He is very fast, though. He's very fast. He is... the gap between him and Hugo, it was 15.8 or so when they came out of the pit lane. It's now 11.8. So in those 4 laps or so, he's almost on pace to catch Hugo. But obviously Hugo's been in a little bit of traffic. He's got Pretorius in front of him at the moment.
Also, I imagine that little debrief we had after Rapid Races kind of... Well, from that...
Oh, Astro!
Oh, and that's on track!
Astro's crashed!
But also, Yugos is going on a move for Pretorius, so that's probably changed for P3. And one Mercedes loses 1 position, the other one probably loses
safety car.
And,
safety car.
Wow.
And Justin comes into the pits immediately, and so does NJJ. Astro crashed on track. He was sitting in the middle of the 3rd sector in the sort of sweeping right-hander, the flat one, after the long left-hander. So that's the situation there, and that really, really mixes things up. That is terrible, terrible news for Hugo, who is now on much worse tires than both WoW and Gary, and will have to well, the 12-second advantage or whatever it was that he had has completely evaporated now with this safety car. So the second one of the race, and this has the potential to turn everything upside down.
To be completely honest, though, I think that both Yugos and WoW will pit, or Yugos might not, because Copy will pit.
We've lost Jensen. I don't know why, but certainly he's not happy about it. Looking at chat.
So anyways, hear me out. If you look at the minimap, you see the AlphaTauri going into Senior now. That's Sector 3. And the gap behind him is so huge that he gets a free pit stop. Like, sure, he's got fresh hearts, but I think he can go to the end on softs.
On mediums. Yeah, maybe even on softs,
Well,
yeah.
If he's got fresh softs, then softs.
So I wonder, so Hugo's pitting. Hugo's going to have to
pitting.
double stack here behind
Oh,
Copy. Pretorius into the pits from just behind him as well. Bailey pits, obviously, as well. I think everyone is going to pit. Because, yeah, it's completely free for both WoW and Gary, unless WoW wants to get some cheeky track position, but he doesn't. And it's softs for... So is everyone going to go on softs here? Danny and Pretorius both think softs are fine. Copy thinks softs are fine. Hugo has to wait. He's putting softs
quick.
on as well.
Yeah. He's gonna... Not even gonna have to wait for Pretorius. So this was actually really good for Yugos. And WoW has gone for medium, so he doesn't trust his time management skills enough. So that's him down to P8. And actually now WoW is in a pretty bad position, actually, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's he's on medium, so is Bailey, so is Light Cruiser, Ocean Chief on the soft. So yeah, the fact that everyone pitted, and yeah, the gap was big enough that everyone could pit. So it's Copy, Danny, Hugo, and that is a net position. So, and they're all on soft, and so is Pretorius in P4. What happened to Pretorius there? He lagged behind Light Cruiser by the looks of it. Light Cruiser trying to let him back past again, and did manage to do that. So good sportsmanship from Light Cruiser.
And yeah, Jensen.
Oh, Jensen got a stop-go penalty, yeah.
Yeah, it's sad that he's done with the game. Really sad to see him go. Anyway, see you next week.
Yeah, I don't know. He said, oh, what's going on here? So Light Cruiser, yeah.
Oh, what? What happened? NJJ just with a full yeet, and that's
So there was a big checkup because Light Cruiser and Pretorius were trying to sort themselves out. I don't know whether there was an illegal overtake somewhere for one or the other, but certainly, I'm just going to check penalties a second because I don't know if anyone got a penalty in that situation. Yeah, Pretorius got a 5-second time penalty, which I assume is an illegal overtake. He shouldn't have to serve it.
yeah.
So that will be taken off. NJJ, did he get 5 seconds as well? He got a normal penalty by the looks of it, so I don't know. Yeah, that's a bizarre one, but there was a big checkup on the back straight, and it looks like that might have caught NJJ out. Yeah, Pretorius' 5 second was for ignoring yellow flags, which I guess means that when Light Cruiser let him back through, it was deemed illegal by the game, but that shouldn't matter. We'll take that off.
I'm impressed that he was allowed to stay ahead, though. That's pretty interesting. You take the penalty, you still get the position. That doesn't sound right to me.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's a bizarre one. NJJ does pit from, well, it was P like 11 or something, but he obviously has to change his wing. So I think we're going green probably at the end of this lap. Depends whether Bryce manages to catch up. He should do. And it's great news for Bryce, of course, because he's managed to get himself back in play here. He was nearly a full lap behind. He is no longer.
I think, well, Copy is obviously like in the best position. Like Copy, Danny, and Yugos are in and Pretorius are in a straight fight for the win here. I think, well, on both strategy calls, has kind of thrown it away in a way. I think he needed to go on softs, but even with the softs, he would have just had the edge on Bailey and Light Cruiser. And
oh, it's a 9-lap stint. 9 laps is a good amount of time, and you do need to look after the softs. It's doable, but is it faster than the mediums? I don't know. I suspect that it probably is, but it may not be. They're gonna be a little bit painful at the end of the stint, that's for sure. But we are going to get what amounts to a sprint race here. 9 laps between at least the top 4. Copy, Danny, Hugo, Pretorius. And that's the order at the moment. And there's going to be some fireworks here.
Hot take, Bailey might be in with a shout for a podium. Because I think, like, no offense, I think he's probably fast enough to maybe clear Chief after like 3 laps on the softs and mediums, because then the tie delta's close enough for Bailey to maybe make the move.
Well, before we go green, I'm just gonna update everyone on the penalty standings again, because and me as much as anyone else. So Copy, no penalties. Danny, 3 seconds. Hugo, no penalties, no warnings even. Pretorius has that 5-second time penalty and 2 warnings. 5-second time penalty doesn't matter. Light Cruiser has 6 seconds. Ocean has no warnings. Bailey has 3 seconds. Wow has 3 seconds.
But then it's gonna get tougher for Bailey. I was just thinking, Light Cruiser's got the penalties. Ocean Chief might be clearable, and
here we go.
End, the softs are gonna be terrible. But what was not terrible, Scopy's restart, smooth transition. You gotta give me that. It's
very good. Yeah, Danny once again was a little bit asleep.
Yep. And so now we have got those as our top 3, and Copy. He knows that if he should be able to clear Danny out of the DRS in those laps, then he will probably have a really, really, really good shot at a win here. So he needs to be 6/10 faster over the next laps. But yeah, Danny's closing in. What?
You know what? I just wonder. He'll know that Danny has penalties, and I wonder whether there's scope for him to use Danny as a useful spoiler here. If he lets Danny go and hangs in his DRS, then he can defend with DRS from the cars behind him. I wonder if something like that is something he's considering, because, I mean, DRS is a huge advantage. And, I mean, they're similar enough on pace, Copy and Danny, that you'd expect Danny to pass very soon. But yeah, I just wonder. I mean, it's only a 9-lap sprint. They are making a little bit of a break from Light Cruiser, who's trying everything he can and using all sorts of battery, trying to hang on to the back of Pretorius, but he's still over a second behind at the moment. So yeah, I don't know. We got 8 laps to go at the end of this one. Hugo all over the back of Danny, as you would expect. The top 4 making a break.
Yeah, it's all fallen apart from WoW even more as well, because he's picked up a second penalty, so...
Oh no.
6 seconds for him, and it's all my fault, again. Did you know that I killed him in the last lap of Baku? We talked about it, it was my fault.
Oh, Ocean and Bailey, sorry. Ocean, Bailey side by side. Bailey around the outside into the first couple of corners, and Wow's going to follow him through as well. Wow. Trying everything he can to get past Ocean 2, but nothing doing there. Ocean defending that one very well. So Bailey has made the move state, but Wow could not. And Gary is also sniffing all over the back of Wow in that racing point.
And now I think Wow will have to look behind more than ahead, because as you mentioned, Gary's there, even though Wow uses a lot more battery than Gary does. So Wow stays on the back of Ocean Chief, but he doesn't get past. And the Ocean Chief goes really deep there, maybe picked up a warning, gunning for Bailey, but yeah, that's it's not a place you want to be in for WoW, which is a shame. He's led most of this race, and now he's found himself in a really weird spot. But up front, those guys made the better calls, and now they are leading the race for it. But Danny just picked up another penalty. How many seconds does he have?
Oh dear.
Is it 6?
So he's got 6 seconds, I think, yeah, if that's the case. So Danny not looking like he's going to be at the very sharp end in this one. Copy and Hugo 1 and 2, as we've come to expect from the Williams boys this season. Hugo also putting pressure on Danny here. He does have a battery advantage, too, does Hugo. So it's going to be about tyres, it's going to be about battery. Are the softs going to fall off to the extent that the mediums will catch them? Light Cruiser at the moment 2.8 seconds behind Pretorius, and we've only been green for 3 laps, so that's a pretty considerable delta between the two of them. 2 laps, in fact. So yeah, Light Cruiser's fallen a long way off the back.
So it is probably among
DRS this time. So Danny, I think, will pass Copy here. I don't think there's anything Copy can do about it. Copy goes all the way to the inside, but Danny, he uses that DRS, which he certainly is at the moment. He's going to have a look down the inside, and Copy defending it.
Yeah.
So he's not particularly interested in using that advantage. I have a feeling Danny picked up at least one warning there in the chicane.
But now maybe on the second part of the Mistral straight into Sinya. Is he pulling to the inside? Yes, he is. Danico gets alongside Copy, and that's usually not a place where you can pass because it's right after the DRS straight, and he goes into the lead, but it's only the net lead because of that. Well, of those 6 seconds of penalties, and now it's thrown Copy right to the wolves, or rather one wolf, and that is Hugos, who's already pulling alongside, and that if he had the plan of getting the DRS, it might not have worked out because Hugos is already massively attacking him, and he just gets to stay ahead a little bit longer. Hugos almost caught his teammate sleeping there, so scary times for Copy. He needs to hold on to this if he wants to get some points on him in the championship. This is a good opportunity for him. He just needs to stick it out there.
Yep, certainly does. Obviously, penalties are of paramount importance. Neither Copy nor Hugo can really afford to get a penalty. Just going to check the warning situation. Copy still has one. Hugo has one now as well. So they're both on one warning, and Pretorius behind them. I'll check Pretorius as well. He just has the 2 warnings from the first lap of the race, so it's really interestingly poised at the moment. Our podium is looking like Copy, Hugo, Pretorius, but in what order? Danny with the 6 seconds of penalties, of course. He might finish 4th, given the gap is already 6 seconds from the lead from Danny to Light Cruiser, who was under attack from Bailey there, but Bailey not able to get that done.
In the meantime, also penalties for Bailey just there, and also Gary got himself one in Ocean Chief as well, but now Bailey has finally found his way past Light Cruiser, so he's now leading this train, and he will try and break free, maybe get himself closer to the lead.
Light Cruiser on the inside, there was contact between the two of them, Bailey and Light Cruiser, and just about managing to avoid a spin there, Light Cruiser. He got away with it, but there's just a huge bottle, like a cork in the bottle there with Light Cruiser now. Light Cruiser's pace not really very strong on the medium tires.
I thought I was gonna go for this. Well, he certainly thought about it as well, but there's no way past the Chief for now. And it's really good driving from Ocean Chief. He's managed to keep multiple race winner while behind him, so Ocean Chief absolutely on fire as always in France. And
absolutely, he's on for a very good result. He's on for a very good result here today. Hugo all over the back of Copy once again, almost running into the back of his teammate there in turn 3. And he's going to come onto this back straight, and he does have a battery advantage. So if he can get a run here on his teammate, maybe he can get up alongside that other Williams. But Copy again having to, and Hugo is basically emptying his battery here. Copy knows it as well. Copy defends and goes to the middle of the racetrack. He's trying to go around the outside, trying to hang it there.
And they're still side by side, and now it's going to come down to traction, and I think Copy's on the curve, so he might have a disadvantage there. He's still got his nose ahead. Hugos alongside, he's emptying his battery completely, and there's nothing left for Copy. There's nothing left in the charge for him. He needs to maybe send it into Le Bousseau, and they're going to do it. The Williamses are fighting it out, and Hugos comes out on top here, so P2 for him. And Copy tried everything he had, but it was not enough on the battery, and Hugos' pace prevails. So for now, he's taken the net lead of the race, and Copy needs to be worried about Pretorius behind him now.
Absolutely fantastic overtake from Hugo. That's the racing that we want to see in SLR, because that wasn't a DRS fight. Well, it was, but they both had it. So Hugo had to do it the hard way, and boy, did he do it the hard way. He got around the outside there of his teammate and managed to keep the position as well into Le Bousseau. So Hugo now chasing after Danny, and Copy has fallen almost out of DRS of his teammate. He's got Pretorius all over the back of him here, and that is for a net P2, so Pretorius might be looking on to split the Williams here in these last 4 laps or so.
I wonder if he can do it, because yeah, the DRS is broken between those two. So Copy is actually in really, he's in real trouble here. Pretorius is behind him. Pretorius, is relatively inconsistent, I think. I feel like he's got on and off weekends, but this is certainly one where he's flipped the switch on, and he's hunting for potential P2, so really good drive from him as well.
Yep, absolutely right. I'm just going to check the penalty situation again.
Wow, with another one.
Hugo still with only one warning. Copy still only has the 1 as well. Pretorius still only has the 2 warnings, so no penalties for those 3.
Is he finally gonna do it? Ocean Chief's held wow up so long, and you can see the desperation. That's not the track, buddy. What are you doing?
Aye.
But he's gotten past, I think. But Ocean Chief
Nope.
takes the inside. He's having none of it. Now he needs to brake later, and wow doesn't fully commit for that one. He clips Ocean Chief, almost goes round, and behind him Gary and Justin.
Oh, and he's
are
gonna leave the
looking
place to Gary.
pick him up, so everything's gone wrong. Gary up into P8, Justin P9, but Justin's got multiple penalties. Maybe he's getting some of those appealed. Did Justin just run into the back of Gary? Think he might have. Like
Yeah,
with
he
another
certainly
penalty.
did.
This is
So,
wild.
like, it is wild. It's what you get when you get a safety car 9 laps from the end in France. We got the 2 leaders who are making a little bit of a break. 1.4 now the gap between Hugo and Copy. That looks like a done deal to me. Hugo's going to win another race, and it's been another brilliant drive from him. Gary running a little bit wide in P8. Those softs are going to start to suffer at this point. Meanwhile, Bailey and Light Cruiser now on those mediums are starting to pick up some pace, but we've got 2x2 behind, and Wow losing yet another place. I wonder if he picked up any damage in that, because there was certainly more than a small amount of contact between
what?
himself
Gary's
and
dead.
Ocean. Oh,
Gary's
Gary's
dead.
crashed.
Oh no. Well.
What
okay.
happened there? It was him
Okay.
and Justin. There must, I mean, well, I don't know if there must have been some contact, but it looked like there might have been some contact between the 2 of them. It's a weird place
Yeah.
to go off
Not unlikely.
otherwise, unless it was just on traction. But
Maybe.
certainly that is a real shame for Gary.
Maybe squeezed onto the curb would be my guess or something, and then lost it on traction. I don't
maybe.
know more though. That's just conjecture, but
Maybe.
Yep.
But yeah, Hugo 1.3 from Gary, from Copy, excuse me. So that's looking really good for him. 2 laps to go. Pretorius is the person who I would be looking at in this race as someone who might be able to upset the apple cart a little bit, might be able to split the Williamses. Danny's in a gross P1, but not a net P1. He's going to fall down to P4. Gary does retire in the pits, so he drove it back to the pits just to retire. Julian and Wow also fighting for what is now P9 and 10. And wow, it's another race that's fallen apart for the AlphaTauri boys, isn't it? It's after
it's
that
so
incredible
sad.
qualifying.
Like, yeah, it just keeps happening somehow. It's mostly strategy or penalties.
Oh, Hugo on Danny here for the lead of the race on track around the outside into the chicane. Danny had to give him it, so Hugo takes the lead on track as well. Danny is gonna try and fight back, but he doesn't have any battery to do it with. So I think Hugo might be looking to win this race from the front, not just on the scorecard. He's going to be winning it on track as well if he can stay ahead of Danny for the last lap or so. Again, Copy and Pretorius very close to each other, P3 and 4.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna take this one on the road. Danny is probably gonna be really upsetting with himself, as it looks like he's likely gonna drop off the podium. Justin with another penalty, so yeah, he's gonna go down on the timings. Wow has fallen behind Julian. I actually don't know what happened to Julian. Wasn't he?
Yeah, he
like,
qualified at the very front. I don't know. I don't know what happened to him either.
I think
Something did.
probably this. He was behind Wow, and I think they both made the same strategy call, and like the strategy call was bad, so it threw both of them behind. But Julian more than Wow, because Wow was faster. But now that it's all gone wrong for Wow, he's behind again. I think that's probably just the solution. So,
Yeah, absolutely right. So onto the back straight then. Danny is going to be looking to pass Hugo on track. Not that that particularly matters. Hugo with 3.5 tenths as they come onto the back straight. That may not be enough to repel the advance of the Ferrari, but not quite close enough there, Danny. Hugo takes his line as per normal and manages to keep that Ferrari behind him, at least for the time being. Did he pick up? Yeah, he did pick up another warning, I think, there in that
that's not
chicane.
Is
So
he
if
looking
he
at
gets
him so he was. But he knew
if Hugo
that.
gets a penalty, he might not win this race. He needs to be very careful here, does Hugo, because this position doesn't matter on track. He wants to win it on track, but certainly don't pick up a penalty doing it. He shouldn't be able to now, but he is going to win on track by the looks of it. Pretorius not close enough to copy for P2 on the score sheet. Pretorius from the back of the grid, of course, been a brilliant drive from him, but crossing the line to win will be Hugo.
And that is I mean, it's something we've seen so much this season, and you just saw it once again how it goes. Wait, how is Pretorius not on the podium? Oh, it's the 5 seconds, which probably get taken off. So, probably Pretorius in P3. So Yugos wins from Copy.
Yeah.
Then I assume Pretorius. Danny just falls off that second step of the podium, and will have to watch the podium celebrations as a bystander. And
Yep, it'll
it's
be
been
the
a
old.
really good race. I mean, this just showed once again why Yugos is so dominant this season. It's because he combines it all. I mean, he's got some great racecraft, like wheel-to-wheel racing. He always knows when to commit and when not. Like, he has got really good sense of how not to screw his race over when interacting with other cars. So he's got that, and then also raw pace, of course, being there. And then the third thing to round it off is just the fact that he also almost always gets the strategy right. Like, you see people like WoW, for example, crumbling, but Yugos just made the right call once again, and he comes out on top, so it's been really brilliant.
Yep, absolutely right. Julian, in the end, did get 5th place because he didn't get any penalties.
true,
So
that's
good stuff from Julian, getting himself into the top 5. Ocean Chief with a brilliant P6. That is a really, really good drive from Ocean Chief. He finished where he qualified on the grid. Only 13 seconds off the lead in the end. Again, just the 3 seconds worth of penalties. If he'd not gotten those 3 seconds, he would have been in the top 5, but he was racing hard towards the end there. We got to decide who our driver of the day is going to be.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, I think it's probably because what happened to Pretorius couldn't join, right, in qualifying. So it wasn't that he
couldn't
didn't
join.
qualify.
Yeah.
So he qualified at the back through no fault of his own and ended up getting 3rd place. So I think for me, that's probably driver of the day worthy.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Gotta give an honorable mention to Ocean.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
This has been absolutely outstanding, and it's just showing us that he just really goes well in France.
Yep.
So
And also
had the
Tipsy,
choice- Yeah. Oh,
Tipsy
yeah,
P8
true.
got himself some really good points. We didn't talk very much about Tipsy. He had a relatively quiet race, but didn't pick up many penalties, and he got himself up to P8 as well at the end there. But yeah, I mean, Ocean, as you mentioned, really, really good drive. He was in amongst it for most of the race, and he was battling hard out there.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta be consistent. So, yeah, Pretorius, our driver of the day, and I think I would really like to, I basically gotta go now, because this has been very delayed, as you can probably tell.
Oh dear.
So I don't think there's time for interviews. I have.
Oh, sorry everyone.
I have something to do in exactly 3 minutes, and I haven't eaten dinner yet. So.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Not
All right.
happening.
So yeah, we're gonna have to say goodbye in that case, and apologies, there can't be any interviews
Yeah.
today. But yeah, I mean, just any closing thoughts? I mean, it was it lived up to the hype for me, that race, and 2
Yeah.
safety cars really spiced things up at the end there. To get a sprint like that at the end was really, really good.
Yeah, basically, if I have to give my final thoughts, they are, boy, I love France. The track is really bad in real life, but it's not a bad track, but the racing's really bad in real life, but it just keeps delivering in league racing. It's, of course, a little bit of bias. I'm also, decent at the track, but I just always look forward to this week. And next week we're at Austria, so that's gonna be fun as well. Like that track as well. It has got good racing with the 3 DRS zones. I mean, that track's basically just 50% DRS. So make sure to be there next week again for SLR and Tussera. We've got Tussera tomorrow at France again, so that's gonna be interesting as well. And ACC, as always, runs on Monday. We're at Silverstone, so that's also community favorite. Thanks for watching, everyone, and thanks for your patience, especially in that first half of the broadcast. And yeah, have a nice evening. Goodbye.
Bye everyone.